The sum function in Excel, just as the name says, returns the sum of values. This is one of the basic functions in Excel which is used in business, data analysis, and other fields. Since we have now started with functions in Excel, we are going to discuss all the parts of a function, and we will also discuss on how to use these functions. Firstly, the syntax of the sum function, like any other Excel function, starts with the equal sign. So we have equal to sum, number 1, comma, number 2, number 3, and so on. At times, some people might prefer semicolons instead of commas. If you want to change from commas to semicolons or vice versa, you can simply go to the File tab, Options, Advanced, Use System Separators, and you change it. In the syntax of this function, after the name of the function, which is sum in our case, number 1 is the first value we want to sum, or it can be a range of values. This first argument is compulsory and the others are optional arguments. Number 2, which is optional, is that the second value or range. Number 3 is the third value, and so on. You can add many other arguments, up to 255 arguments. So let us see how we can use the sum function. Using this example, for the sum function, if we want to calculate total rent for the year, that is the sum of the rent from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, we can do it in different ways. Firstly, while in the cell in which the sum should appear, that is G5, we can go to the Formulas tab, go to Insert Functions, and we simply search the function in this menu, Search Sum, and we click O. It will search up all functions with the string sum, and we click Sum. So now we have this box. What do we want to sum? We want to sum from C5 to F5. To do this in Microsoft Excel, it will be C5 colon F5. If we have another number or range that we want to sum, we can put it as number 2 and so on. But this is the only thing we want to sum, like in our case, so we click OK. It has simply summed C5, D5, E5, and 5 to give us 200,000. That is the first way that we can use the sum function. The second way that we can insert the sum function is still by going to the Formulas tab. The sum function is under the Maths and Trigonometry group. We look through the functions down to the sum and click on it, and it will still bring up the same menu that we had earlier with the first approach. We select what we want to sum, that is C5 to F5, and click OK. The third way, and the most commonly used way, is by searching up a function in the cell we want the function to be performed. When you search up, functions that have sum will come up. So we are looking for the sum of C5 to F5, and we take Enter. So after this sum has been gotten, we can autofill to get the sum of the other expenses like salaries, electricity, and so on. The last way to get the sum is by selecting what we want to sum, including where we want the total to appear. Go to the Home tab. Take AutoSum, which will automatically sum what you have selected through and display the results in the last and empty cell that was selected, then simply just autofill. Looking at how we can get the total expenses per quarter, we can use any of the above methods. In cell C10, we can use equal to sum, C5 to C9, to get the total expenses for quarter 1, and we autofill to the right, and that is okay. Let me remove this completely. We can just select it like what you see me do it, including the cells where we want the sum to appear. We go to the Home tab and click AutoSum to get all the sums. We have other ways to get the sum in Excel, like using the Quick Analysis tool, but will be covered in a later lesson. From the above explanation using the sum function as an example, we have seen how we can use a function in Excel with 4 different ways. Subsequently, we are going to simply use the search function approach, which is considered to be the simplest and most commonly used.